Good morning, grade 12s. Welcome again to today's lesson. These lessons are CAPS aligned and they are proudly sponsored by Vastotech, Fibertech Distributors, VT Africa Holdings, Department of Basic Education. To come in to log into these lessons, please go to hellosmart.com, sign as a guest and type in your class ID, which appears on the screen, which is 598751. Add your name to come to do our assessments. Now we did see that we are doing fractions. This week we will be focusing more on decimal numbers, whereby we will also be doing decimal numbers with this fractions, mixing them there, because sometimes there will be questions that are relating to each other. Complete the following number sentence. 1.385 can be written as 1, 0.3, 0.03, and 0.005. When you add 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, you'll get this number here. So having done the first one for you, as we are doing this together, please follow and also write ahead of us what you see. The first number, because there's no unit here, it's a 0. And this 5 is represented by 0.5. The next one, if you take a guess, because it is on the position number 2 there, we write it as 0.03. And this one, it's on position 1, 2, 3. Then we write it as 1, 2, 3 over there as our 1. So these are simple and easy. In the same manner here, we see that the first one is a 10 to take care of this one and a 0 over there. And then the second unit is 2, followed by 0.8. And this one will be, I see now that you are seeing the pattern. And the last one, you don't take a guess, you already see what will be our last one. Now we are given, on the other hand, we must write the answer over there. So if you do that, you see that this was supposed to be 10, because there's no way that you can write a unit and a unit there. It's just a typing error. So we end up with, let's write this side because of space, 12, this side. Point, the first number is 3, the second number is 4, the third number is 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. 3,107 is going to be 0,1. You already see the pattern in the 0, we are supposed to write what for this one? So there's nothing like that. So we can't, there's nothing because it's a 0. So here, 0,007 on the position number 3, because we are having 1, 2, 3 over there. So here, because of 0, even if we leave it out, it does not matter because it's nothing. The last one, 260, 2, and then we put a 0 and a 0 for here. 6, this one, the 100, we put a 0 there. That's why we're having a 60. The unit is 4. Then the other one is going to be 0, 1, because it's 1 there. After decimal number, the other one at position 2, the last one at position 3. It's like a game now. So we are waiting for the activity while it's loading. To practice what we've just done now, I would like you to have a look at this one and visualize we're having two numbers whereby we need to complete our puzzle there. Still connecting so that you'll be with us in this activity. Okay. Well, cancel because connection is taking for a long time. But together, let's work on this one, whereby we have 10 and 2, 0.3. What is missing is this 4 on position 2. So it cannot be this 4. We need this one where we have 0.04 there. So we take that one and we put it there. The last number that goes there is a 5 on position 5. So we have this number 1, 2, 3. That's number, it's 5 to complete that one for us. The last one and question, we still have this one. That number becomes a 3 and a 1, 3,1 and a 0 and 7. So that number will be this one. These are equal over there. And then with this one, the first number will be 260, a 4, 0.1, already been given 0.3, and the last one there. So our puzzle is complete. And I know that you already got them right. We still continue with decimal numbers. We see here, complete the number line below using decimal fractions. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Meaning that because these are divided into 10, it means we are having 1 over 10. We can write this in fractions, but the question does not want fractions. It wants us to do this as a decimal number. So we say here, we put a 0 and a 0 and comma, and then we say it goes once. So if this is 0.1, it means the pattern follows until here we get 0.9, until we get a 1. So what comes after 0 on the number line? Already know that. What comes before 1 on the number line? There we have it. What is a halfway of the number line? Halfway will be, so the question is, what is that number? You can count and we get 0.5. Number B, we have this one, 0.1 to 0.2. We've got 2 divisions there. Okay, we've got 10 divisions. Let's do this. Let's see what we can get. It's like dividing there by 10 because we've got 10 divisions there. And then let's see how much we get. If you multiply this by 10, multiply that by 10, you get 1 over 100. And we know that 1 over 100 is 0.01. So it's like each division we are adding to this number 0.1 plus 0.01. So it's like 0.1 plus 0.01. So I wanted to make this clear. So this is another way of looking at this. You can say this is 0, the first one, 0. We are like having decimal number 10, followed by 11, 12. You continue until here. If it's 20, that will give you sort of a 19 before 20, but you still know that you must put a decimal number there, just to simplify my counting. Now I'm ready to answer the questions. Or you can work it this way, or you can see the pattern to be that. What comes after 0.1 on the number line? The word is after, not before. So it's going to be 0.21. 0.21. What comes before? The word is before 0.1 on the number line, this side, not the other way there after. So 0, I think 9. 9, it's followed by 10. You see that there's a pattern there. What is half of the number line? Half, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this is 3, 4, 5. It's like 0.15. If you count 12, 13, 14, 15, but we remember to put in our decimal number. The same will come here. We have seen the pattern here that if you go to the next one, it's a 0.01. Okay, let me take this one as 0.010. It's like my 10. So the next one will be that one, because I'm adding one more. We have seen from the previous question there. So here, 0.019. This is a 9. Okay. If you count, you'll come to 0.02 over there. What comes after 0.02? That side. So it's going to be 0.021. Remember this one, you can pretend it to be 0.020. You're focusing on the 20. If you are increasing, it's going to be like 21. But following 3 numbers after a decimal number, 0, 2, 1. What comes before 0.01, which is this one? You see, I've simplified it to be like a 10 in my mind. So before 10, we know that the number which must come there is a 0.9. The halfway going to be 0.015. I hope you're following and you understand what is happening there. We are going to complete our table number 2, but before we do that, I want us to fill in the missing numbers. This one I would like us to work on the other side and then we'll complete the table. So here, fill in the missing number. Example, if you have 1 plus a certain number is equal to 3, what will be that number that will be missing there? This number here will be a 2. In order for you to get a 2, you're going to say equal 3. You're going to say what goes in a box. You subtract 1 on both sides, and then you get 3 minus 1, and the answer will be 2. We are just writing this in a simplified version so that when you come to decimal numbers, you also work them in the same similar way, and you get your answer. So here, the first one will be what goes there. When you add this and that, you get 32.9. So obviously, it's going to be 32.9 minus 32.4. I'll give you the answers, but I want you to work this one out. The same will be here. What goes there plus this one will give us that. So the technique is to say 8,495. Remember, put your decimal numbers to make a line there so at least things correspond. So you subtract here, you get the answer. We have simplified that. Write the following in expanded notation. Just the question that we started, we still want to see if you remember this one. Please complete the table here for me, and also write this one so that you can also write it in expanded notation. This is what we started with on the lesson today. So it's just for you to remind yourself what you have. Copy if we have time, or we'll see whether you are right. Just a few minutes for you to do that one. And then we are going back to the table. On this table, we are having this number, we are adding 0,1. So it's 657. If we add 1, okay, I wanna erase here. Okay, let me write here 0,657 here. I wanted to explain that when you add 0,1, you don't just put a 1 anywhere. You put a dot, a decimal number, you see where is a 0, and naturally 1 will follow over there. You try to put decimal numbers on the right, and then this one can be filled with 0. On the side of decimal number, they don't mean anything. So here it's a 757, and the answer there, that's why they having that number over there. So we are also going to practice adding 0,1, 0,01. We're going to subtract similar answers there. On a different number, we are going to add the numbers over there. Okay. So before we do the addition, I wanted us to have a look at the missing numbers first. So you should have got that one when you subtracted, this one that you're supposed to do. On number 4, when you expand, this is 2 numbers that were missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was supposed to be what you got on the classwork, which I just gave you now. Now, let's have a look at we have added 0.1 now on that number. So we continue 0.657. We are adding this one. When you add, the decimal numbers must be on the same line. Then you put your numbers, and then you end up with 767. So the answer becomes, don't forget your decimal number to get that. So when you add that one, 0.657, 0.00185. So you see where our value, because this represents our tenth, this represents our hundredths, this represents our thousandths. So that place value says a lot. The answer becomes different. And then when we subtract, you also, instead of adding, we subtract. We're only gonna do only one because you see the pattern. And maybe let's do this one. 232,232. We are subtracting. We can add the same numbers over there. So let's subtract this one. There's a 0. We try to put decimal numbers together. So followed by 0, 1. And then we can put a 0 just to have a nice number over there. And when we subtract, we get a 2, get a 2, a 2 there, a 2, a 3, and 2. In the same way, manner of adding, we can add and get our numbers. So the table is already completed for you. Go and practice. Copy this and practice and check whether we get the similar thing. So I've completed the table for you where we are subtracting, adding, and our we are using only 2 numbers. So in other words, we are also introducing additions here and subtraction on decimal numbers. Those who have a phone, just take a picture of that and then you'll share with the class. Another question. Answer the following. What is 50 cents of 1 rand? I would like us to convert 1 rand into cents and correct. We are going to work with cents. And then you know that when you do 50% of 100 cents, 50% we have seen that is the same as 50 out of 100. And we multiply that. And when you use your calculator, you get 50 cents, the answer. Number B. What is 0.5 of 100 of 1 rand? So 100 is just 100 cents. So of, we have seen that is the same as multiplication. So 0.5 multiplied by 100 cents. If you multiply please, and you will get 50 cents. Another question is, what is half of 1 rand? But instead of 1 rand, you are going to use cents again. So it's a half multiplied by 100 cents over 1 there. We get 100 over 2. 2 into 100 get 50 cents. Now, what is interesting? We get 50 cents, we get 50 cents, we get 50 cents. Now we can say that 50% is the same as half, is the same as 0.5. Because whatever number that we used, we got 50 cents, 50 cents, and 50 cents. What is 25% of 100? That's 25 out of 100. Percentage, everything is out of 100. Of 100 over 1, the answer is 25 cents. Remember, class, here we are converting rands into cents so that it's also becoming easier for us to do multiplication. What is 0.25 of that? 0.25 multiplied by 100. The answer is still 25 cents. What is a quarter of 100 cents? We multiply by 100, we get 100 over 4. If you divide that, you get 25 cents. Now we also see that 25% is equal to a quarter is equal to 0.25. So do you see the relationship between there? When you are writing fractions as decimal numbers, so these are equal. For you to see, because you say there is 25, if you put a 0 there, just for you to see, those are equal. Remember, the 0 after there does not have that much meaning, but for you to see that we still have a 50 cents over there. Why is it 0.5? Remember, 50 divided by is the same as 5 over 10. And this can be written as 0.5, the same thing. Question 8. Look at the diagram and answer the following from the diagram. Remember to read the instructions. From the diagram, we found you calculating 40% of 200. This is interesting because you just go 40 here, you go up, your answer will be 80. But should you need to calculate this, we can and check whether we are right. The diagram, the question asks us to do that. 40% of 200, you simply say 40 out of 100 because it's a percentage. You multiply by 200, which is this one, over 1. This is similar to 40 times 2. Use your calculators and you get 80. So the table here, the diagram, is just showing you that if it was 100%, then you get 200. If it was 20%, then your answer will be 40. So they've given you answers there. They've already worked it out. How much is that? This was supposed to be 0. So there's a connection between those percentages because we are dealing with 200. And tomorrow we'll continue with the fractions, and you can see in decimal numbers, you can see that this is nicer. The more you practice, the better we get. Keep on practicing. And if there are any questions in the our next lesson, we will continue and simplifying this further. With this one, we just said because of a diagram, we just use the answer, but we proved it also with our calculation if that is true. And good luck, continue practicing.